Hi guys, I'm Lexi. I'm starting these videos because I have nothing better to do, and I kind of just want to, share my story with cerebral palsy and, share, on a daily basis what I go through. So, gonna, just kind of share with you, and, you guys can give me feedback, like, if you have a child with cerebral palsy, I'm willing to tell you what the teenagers more than likely go through, so you guys can be more prepared if you've got a child with cerebral palsy. I do have spastic cerebral palsy. I have hemiplegia. That should have been worded differently. I'm sorry. Um, you're more than welcome to ask me questions because I know a lot about CP. I know a lot about all the different kinds. I mean, doctors have told me all about different kinds because I had to be tested for all of them because before I got diagnosed with hemiplegia cerebral palsy, they thought I had diplegia, they thought I had quadriplegia, they were testing me for all of them, even though having all of them is not possible because if you have all of them, then you have quadriplegia. That probably made no sense, but for those of you who understand it, you're awesome. For those of you who have younger siblings who don't understand why you can't do what they can, man, this lighting is really bad. Sorry. But for anybody who's got younger siblings and you've got CP, tell them that you can do these things. Tell them you can do sports. Tell them you can do it all. It's just you have to do it in your own way, in your own time. That's really all I have to say for sibling wise. For being in public with people, like at the grocery store or school, for the things like that. Especially in the grocery store or out in public, let them ask questions, answer them. This weekend, I was at a autism walk for a person I knew who he's younger, and we just had to go and support him. A little boy with autism came up to me and said I was standing with my walker, and I was kind of standing weird because that's how I stand. And he looked at me and he looked at my mom, and he started asking like what my walker was, why I needed it. And so my mom, kind of squatted down so she looked him eye to eye. And she's like, she uses this because she can't walk on her own because she had surgery last October. And then the little boy looks at me and looks at her and he goes, what's the thing you call that she walks with? And my mom goes, it's called a walker. And the little boy just looks up at my mom with a smile and he goes, my grandma has to walk with a walker, but it's not like this. And then the parents came running up and they started apologizing. I looked at them like, it's better to ask than to go, oh, you've got a disability, you can't do anything. It's better to ask questions. I honestly really prefer if people ask questions. I love when I get to explain my story. And that's another thing. I will be explaining stories from what I've experienced. This goes back a couple years ago. I did the JDRF walk, which is Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. My twin sister, has diabetes, and I did the walk, and I had an injured knee, and I did the walk with my walker. It wasn't a posterior walker. It was like, sorry for the people who are offended by this, but I call them old lady walkers because that's what my surgeon calls them. And I walked with that while I hopped the whole way. And it was a mile. We could do the mile or the through mile, Well, by the time the mile, we had like less than half a mile to go, and I couldn't do it anymore. I was just exhausted, and people were stopping my mom and being like, "Your daughter's amazing. You know, keep, enforcing courage and." And my mom's like, honestly, she goes, with the knee injury and the CP on top of it, you did amazing. We were getting compliments. Some people we saw knew I had cerebral palsy, and they were just amazed. So, what I'm trying to say through this video is, if you have CP and you're injured on top of it, or, you just have CP in general, don't give up. There's always goals. Always. Don't stop. Never stop. Don't ever give up. Giving up it's like giving up on hope. So please promise me you'll never give up. I've told friends who don't have CP and they wanted to give up on life. I'm like, you can't give up, because if you give up, then other people are going to want to give up. You can't give up. Never, ever, ever say no. I've got friends that say, oh, you can't do it. I'm like, screw that. I'll do it. Sorry for the language. Even though it's not that bad. I never stop. I had surgery within 4 weeks of each other. That didn't stop me. I saved my leg from getting rebroken when I was in a splint this past October. I put weight on it. I wasn't allowed to put weight on it. Either that or re-break my leg. So, thank you guys. I hope you like these videos. I will try and get these up as much as